Hello guys, it's Kasim. How you doing? Hope your week is going all right. Hope your family is all right. I hope everything is okay. I hope life is improving. I hope you're making progress and winning at something. Um, Thank you very much. Welcome back again to the channel. I wanted to talk a little bit about Gottmik, if you know who he is. I'm guessing if you've clicked on this, then you've seen the thumbnail and you're pretty interested in him. Well, I hadn't actually heard of him, and I was doing some research online, and I kind of came across him, and I started watching him. I found him absolutely fascinating. And I made down three notes here that I wanted as I was studying him, because as you know, I study anomalies, people who do things that are out of ordinary when you look at their circumstances. So I wrote down three things that I wanted to share with you. Hopefully, in some way, you might find them useful. They can help you to become a higher, fuller expression of who you're capable of becoming. Before we get into that, if you want to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by June, please can you like and subscribe to my channel? You would be an absolute legend. Okay, cool. Right, so let's get into it. Let me share these with you. So the first thing that I wrote down here is man, it's so good to find your thing, right? You know, it's interesting because I've just literally done a video about what it feels like to be a man in 2022. And when I did that video, I talked about the fact that today, one of the things that men are struggling with is a way to fulfill a human need, which is the need to feel a purpose, right? To feel useful. And part of feeling useful, the way you feel useful is to find your niche, is to find a thing that you're really, really good at, you're really passionate at, you would love to be able to do and in some way help other people, right? And I was talking about the fact that a lot of us guys, one of the things that we struggle with is we obviously are living in a world today where we don't know what that is, because previously it's been to provide for our family. That has been our purpose. But that is no longer our purpose anymore for most of us, because women can take care of themselves. Women can pretty much do everything that a man previously had to do. They can get somebody to come in and fix their plumbing, blah, 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 blah. And so there's a lot of guys who are in a space where they're not sure what they want to do with their life. They're not sure what their purpose is. They're not sure what they want to dedicate the majority of their time and effort into in providing a service or some kind of product or a need for other people. And I was just thinking about how amazing it is. As I was watching Gottmik, I thought, man, this brother has got it. He's found his thing. He's found the thing that he can build such a good foundation on, and then all of a sudden he's now taken care of for the next 40, 50 years of his life, right? He can branch out and he can do collaborations with people. He can go into makeup. He can go into so many different areas of life and be able to create such abundance for himself. And he's still getting joy out of it, and he's still learning from it. And like, life is exciting. And I was watching him. He's on this runway model show. He's working with Cara Delevingne, you know her name. I can't say her name. My apologies, Cara, in case you ever watch this, which you won't, but in case you ever do, my apologies for saying your name wrong. But you look at all of these different things that he's involved in, and it is absolutely incredible at the level of excitement and joy and a creativity that he's been able to have in his life. And actually, you know, I was saying to somebody the other day, I said to him that one of the reasons why people are so unhappy today is because one of the core needs that they're not fulfilling in life is the creativity need, right? Human beings, we love to express ourselves. You can have, because I was saying to him, I said, some people have everything in their life that they could possibly ever want. They have a stable job as a civil engineer, or they work for a management recruitment company. They have money, they have a house, they can go on holiday, blah, 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 blah. But they have children, they have a wife. But for a lot of people, what is missing in their life is the creativity part. They have no way to express themselves. And actually, it's coincidentally talking about Gottmik, a lot of men express themselves as straight men through drag, don't they? Right? There's a lot of straight men who love to express all their identities, all the expressions of who they are as human being through drag, through dressing up as different characters, as putting on different makeup, wearing different clothing, whatever it may be. And I thought, wow, that's incredible. And so I guess really what I really wanted to say to you is, do you know what your area is? Do you know what your thing is? Because for me, as Kasim, I'm sure you pretty much know, helping men. That's it. Everything that I do is to try to in some way help men. I love it. I find it passionate. If I see a brother who's struggling with his mental health, I'm like, let me give you some tips, man. If I find somebody who is really struggling with his relationship, I'm like, brother, let me tell you what I've learned about relationships, because it's gonna help you, man. Let me help you. You know, if I find a brother who's really struggling with finding a partner, I'm like, okay, bro, let me talk to you. Let me give you some tips, right? Let me give you some tips like start working out, get the some big arms, right? Become not only emotionally strong, but spiritually strong. Find something you really believe in, right? Go to things similar to the people who you are going to want to attract in your life. Well, I say that to guys, right? If you want to attract a certain woman who's religious, guess where you're going to need to spend most of your time? In religious places, right? If you want a woman who's very much into hiking, guess what? Join hiking groups, that kind of stuff. So I love it. So my life, I can take my life to so many different areas. That's why my life is so exciting all the time. I get to do these videos. I get to write books on topics. I'm writing a pre-marriage counseling book at the moment. Like, my life is so expansive and so broad that every day is an exciting day for me, right? I get to learn something new. Like this morning, I was learning about Star Trek. This morning, I was learning about inspirational quotes from Star Trek, and I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow. But my days are actually exciting. Here's a question to you. What's your thing? What is the one thing in your life which you can set a great foundation for? The thing that I say to people is this. If you want to find out pretty much your thing, find whatever makes you angry, okay? Find the thing that you're like, God damn it, why can't you do it right? Because for me, my frustration is that there's so many guys who are struggling to get ahead in life, and they don't have the resources. They don't know what to do. And I'm like, it drives me nuts when I see it. Because I'm like, brother, you're such a nice person, man. You're such a good person. Like, you're genuinely a good person. You just want to do well in life. And it really, like, it makes me angry. And it's actually what I didn't even want to do this, right? I didn't want to do. I said to people all the time, if you want to figure out what you would like to kind of set as the foundation for your life, find out what you don't. You're like, that's stupid. No one can make a living out of that. Because when I first started off, I didn't know that people made money. In fact, here's one of the other things that I say to people. If you want to know what is a great place for you to set the foundation, find out what you will do for free. I do these videos for free. Nobody pays me money to do this. I do them because I want to do them. I want to help men. I don't care if I'm not being paid for them or not. I don't give a crap, right? So that's the first thing that I was thinking about as I was watching Gottmik. Man, he just loves his videos. He loves doing it. You can see the expression on him. You can see that light kind of just pour out of him as he becomes creative and he expresses himself through all the different art forms that he does. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I was thinking about is embrace who you are. So that's what I wrote down. And the reason why I wrote down this is it's hard finding who you are. And I can talk about this from experience, you know, because I think a lot of us, it really does take us a little while to pretty much figure out who we are. It's a kind of trial and error kind of thing. And for some of us, we pretty much get it very quickly. Some of us, it's natural to us. We just know who we are. This is the way we are, and we're never going to change. Some of us, it takes us a little while. For me, I'm one of the people who fell into the camp of, it took me a little while to figure it out. It took me a little while to figure out what I like sexually. It took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do with my career. It took me a little while to figure out what was bad for me, i.e. drink driving is not good for you, Kasim. It took me a little while to figure out that I just was not good with money. I just wasn't good with money. I was good at making it, but I was terrible at managing it, right? It took me a little while to get that. Sometimes I'm a bit slow. And I realized life is so much easier when you know who you are. Like, it is so much easier when you have a foundation for who you are and you just like people want to be around people who they. Do you know what I realized? What I realized was when you're around people who know who they are, your life becomes easier. Do you know why? Because people who know who they are don't really care about what you think of them. So therefore, they are authentic. They don't care about whether you're wearing this or wearing that. They just are themselves, right? And that's what exists. Like when I think about all the people who I really like as people, I really like them because they know who they are, and I don't have to worry about them. I know what they're essentially. They're complex, but they're simple. Oh man, this is hard to explain. But like I think about like my best friend. My best friend, Pi, knows who he is. He just is this kind of person. And Pi, if you look at him, he's a very simple guy. He does the same stuff. He believes pretty much the same stuff. He's always believed pretty much the same stuff. But he's very complex. But he's actually simple, right? So he believes very few things, but very strongly. He knows what he likes and what he doesn't like. He knows what he stands for and what he doesn't stand for. I can predict Pi. I can predict it. I'm telling you, we can go to a restaurant and I know what he's going to order. I know it, right? He's a very easy guy. But then, sometimes he throws me off because he will order something that I didn't think he was order. So he's a bit more, do you understand? He's a bit more complicated than you'd think. And I just realized that's who we want to be around. That's who people are attracted towards. People who know who they are. We want to collaborate with them. We want to be their friend. It's really interesting to be around these people, right? And I think we're living in a world, and we've always lived in a world, where so many of us are having to live a facade. We're having to live who we really are not are, but what we just want to be accepted by other people. And what I realized is, when you're around somebody who knows who they are, they'll just take you as who you are. Because you know that who they are and what they're like, and so you know whether they like you or not. You know if they're with you, they genuinely like you. So you don't have to worry about anything. And the other thing that I realized is that people who know who they are less judgmental. And I think that's the other part of the reason why we really like them. Because if somebody's less judgmental, you can be weird and odd, and they're like, well, that's who you are. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas if somebody doesn't know who they are and you act weird or you trigger something in them, they're like, what are you doing? Why are you behaving like that? It's a bit weird, you weirdo. So it's just that was the second thing. And I guess so the question that I pose to you is, have you embraced who you are? Who even are you? Right? I have 5 questions, which I think are the 5 core questions that every human being needs to know the answers to if they want to achieve greatness in their life. Number 1, who am I? It's the first question, really important question. Number 2, what's my story? Number 3, why am I here? Number 4, what can I do? What's my potential? And number 5, where am I going? 5 really important questions. Most people don't know the answers to any of them. Most people couldn't tell you. And when I talk about like, who am I? I'm not talking about your name. Your name is not who you are, because there are people who change their names. I'm not talking about your occupation. Your occupation is a job. You can change your job. I'm talking about if I remove your cars, your jewelry, everything. Who is left? Who is that person? Because what I've recognized is people who embrace who they are, at their core, they're stripped down. What you see is what you get. That is who they are. Right? They don't care. Their identity is not attached to how much money they have, how big their watch is, how many designer stuff they have. They just are them. Like you could sit with them in a room, say nothing, and you would have a lot of fun. It's fascinating. I love it. So that's the second thing that I was thinking about. The last thing that I was thinking about is Gottmik is literally a marketing genius. And I say this because I didn't really understand how important marketing actually is. And I want you to broaden your definition of the word marketing. And what I mean is marketing yourself, marketing your identity, marketing your ideas, marketing your family, right? Everything. I mean, open up all the different definitions of marketing and explore them. Because what I've realized is, a lot of people are actually really good at certain things. A lot of people are actually really have an idea or a talent or something. The issue is they don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to position themselves in such a way that they can actually propel, they can have a breakthrough in life. You hear people say this was their breakthrough album, this was their breakthrough song, right? You hear people say that kind of stuff, right? And part of the reason is because what they're trying to say is somebody was for ages trying to figure out what worked, what didn't work. They tried things, and then eventually they got to a point where they got it. And when they got it, everybody else got it. Because in other words, they're saying they positioned themselves in such a way that people understood what they were about. Their audience saw them, right? And I thought, man, imagine if we as people could position ourselves in such a way that if we're trying to attract a certain partner, as we position ourselves, that partner can find us. Let me put it this another way. The reason why you're single isn't because you're a bad person or you're not good looking. The reason you're single is because you haven't positioned yourself to the right people who are gonna want you. Yeah, deep, isn't it? Yeah, I bet you weren't expecting that today. That's your problem. The problem isn't that you're not valuable. It isn't that you're not somebody who is good looking. It isn't that you're not a good person. No, there are a lot of people who don't want that. That's not what they're after. There's loads of there's loads of women who want a bad boy. They don't want a good guy. But there's loads of women who want a good guy, stable guy, right? But the issue is the majority of the women who you're around, see, you're positioned wrong. Those women don't want you. You're too stable. You're too good. Right? And I thought, man, imagine if we marketed ourselves really, really well, what we could do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was on YouTube and I was watching this family. This family on YouTube, basically what they do is they get paid by brands to try stuff. Cheerios. So they get their kids to try Cheerios on YouTube, and they try Cheerios, and then the company sends them loads of Cheerios. And I thought, you're saying to me that a family is positioning themselves in such a way that a company, a global company, wants to send products to this company for them to try them online for a 10-minute video. Are you joking? And I thought to myself, my God, how many of my brothers out there are missing out on stuff, not because they're not gifted, not because they're not talented, not because they're not good people, but because they haven't positioned themselves correctly. They're not marketing themselves the right way. What could actually happen? Let me put this another way. There's a lot of guys out there who, if you had a beard, everything in your life would change. Let me put this another way. There's a lot of guys who, if you had long hair, everything about the amount of women who are attracted to you would completely change in your life. Just because you had long hair. Okay, let me take this deeper. Man, you don't push me today, guys. Let me take this deeper. I'm trying to say to you that if you owned a flat, the kinds of people who you're interested in would all of a sudden multiply. Let me put this another way. The wife that you're seeking is in the job that you could go to if you risked leaving this one. See, this is, I don't even want to get into this. This is too deep for some of you. But my point being is, you understand what I'm saying? You're just not positioning. You're not marketing. Marketing is all about positioning, right? You have to put the right words and the right colors. What I'm saying to you is, sometimes I think people don't realize they're a commodity. In the dating market, women are having loads of men speaking to them, loads of them, and they have to choose one. So the one that they choose is the one that positions themselves correctly, comes in at the right time, comes in and has the right lines, the right things to say, right? Says all the right things. The perfect guy for a woman could actually say the wrong things, which means that they're off. Because they said it at the wrong time and the woman was having a really bad day or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to share with you. I don't know. You maybe disagree with me. I want to hear what you think. Comment below. Send me a message. You know, let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat. I'm always king. So, and also don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by June. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.